Peace family. Chef Joseph, the entrepreneur, back at you again with another video. Thank you all for tuning in. Man, today is March 6th, and today is Friday, March 6th, 2026. Man, I've been actually redesigning some stuff, you know what I'm saying? And my creative space is on tilt right about now, which is a beautiful thing. And yeah, especially to y'all content creators and stuff, whether you're creating, I don't know, anything, business, plants, designing something, whatever. You all know that what I'm saying is like if you have a space of, of creating things, y'all know how that can be, because once you start, flowing in that creative energy, you don't want to let that thing go because it's flowing. I'm reminded of when Michael Jackson, in his last performance, This Is It, he was on the stage, and I think he was going to do, I think it was the remake of the song. Yeah, I think it was I'm Bad. Okay, it was I'm Bad. That's the song he was doing. And I remember all the musicians were on cue. He was on cue. And so what ended up happening was, you heard this dun, 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 boom. And it's an airplane. So anyway, yeah, an airplane was going by, but he was like dun 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 dun. That was the music, and they was like, and Michael Jackson was like, hold it, wait a minute, and everybody was like, why, Michael? Like, this is the cue. This is what we've been doing. And he said something. He said, you have to follow me. He said, because I have to feel the part. I have to feel it. Feel it. F-E-E-L. Feel it. He has to feel it before you just jump in. You have to feel it. And so I'm saying that to say is that the season that we're in now is very important to feel your way through situations. As the scripture talks about, men's hearts are failing them. I'll just say men and women's hearts are failing them, which is leading me into the title of today's video. What happens when you can see through all the bullshit? Seeing through all the bullshit. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Try to watch my language, but this is a situation that I just feel like I just want to discuss. You know what I'm saying? So to those of you who are offended on that particular word, I tell them quick, y'all listen to Cardi B every day, and you ain't got nothing to say about that. You know what I'm saying? So hey, one word, whatever. I don't even trip on that. But what happens when you see through the bullshit? Man. So that's gonna be the title of today's subject: seeing through the BS. And I'll just shorten it up for the sake of the video. When your eyes begin to open, it can be a blessing and a curse at the same time, because of the fact that, for on one hand, it's a blessing to be able to see things. You know what I'm saying? But it's also a curse to be able to see things, and then it's like, man, you wish you didn't see them. You know what I'm saying? And so seeing, and then sometimes you just want to put blinders on, but unfortunately when your eyes become open, you can't close them. You just can't. I think in the Matrix Part 1, when Neo came to his when he got his he started beginning to gain sight, and then Morpheus was like, if you could go back, would you even want to go back? Yeah, really. Because when you have a set of eyes, you see through all the BS. You do. And so I'm saying that to say is that as an entrepreneur, you're going to go through many phases. Number one, not only to get yourself together, to get on your creative path, not only for that, but building something of your own, legacy, things like that. And which means you have to be the first one to look in the mirror at yourself, your shortcomings, things that you're missing, and leveling up in your own life, and once you level up in your life and you become 100, and you're on your certain vibrational pitch, you know what I'm saying, or your vibrational level, it's easy to see through the BS. And when you can see through the BS, people will hate you because you can see their game. They'll dislike you because you can see clean through them. The most unfortunate part about seeing through people is that though you want to call them out on their mess, you know what I'm saying? But because it's aggravating to sit there knowing that someone is telling you a lie, you know they're lying, but you're sitting there watching them believe their own lie. That's when you see through the BS, really. I know with the set of eyes that I've been given, I see through the BS, period. That's, my thing is my life is very peaceful. I don't have a lot going on in my life. I mean, I'm an entrepreneur. I do what I do, creating, etc. And with that, you tend to have people that, you may utilize for services. And a lot of them are full of BS. A lot of them are full of BS. For example, let's use an example. Y'all seen times where somebody gets paid, they might work for a whole week, and once they get paid, they call out on the next day. A beautiful Friday, they call out. You know what I'm saying? They got that money. In other words, oh, I'm in the hospital. Now, you left fine yesterday. Yesterday evening, whatever, you left fine, nothing wrong. But then you get a text at 6 in the morning. Oh, something happened. I'm at the hospital, whatever. Give or take, things can happen, unforeseen occurrences. But down in your chi, down in your gut, tells you what it tells you. And you may respond back, but then, about requirements. Okay, this is what you're doing, this is what's happening. You need to bring a proof, proof. Any job that you work, that if you call out and you claim that you're going to a doctor, what are they going to tell you? A doctor's excuse is required. I don't know about y'all, but I don't let people treat me any kind of way. And for a long time, I used to give and 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 give, as the church song, which I don't agree with it, but that's just my personal opinion. Give myself away so you can use me. I understand and overstand that it's talking about the Almighty. You know what I'm saying? But let's bring it back home. You give yourself away to shelters, to feeding. You give yourself away to giving out clothes. You give yourself out, to give everything to everyone else so they can use me. There you go. That's the backside of that thing. Yeah, it's interesting. And I've stopped doing that now. I can tell you that I would advise, I can't tell you what to do, but I would just say strongly look at the situations in your life that people who are taking advantage of you, you come to them 100, you pay them, you do what you do, and you on your trajectory to go, you're upwardly mobile. And a lot of people, they can't go where you're going. They either hate you for it or they fear you for it. They distance themselves from you, because you can see through the BS and you don't tolerate BS. My word is I treat them the way they treat me. That don't mean that I'm gonna hurt you physically. Hopefully it doesn't have to come down to anything like that. But look, when I see through your BS, it's only once. Once I see through it, just know you put in a whole nother category. For real. Yeah. And that's what I would tell you all. Just make sure that when you have people in your life, put them in categories. Because unfortunately, it's a lot of people, especially since 2020, 2021, with the stuff that they pushed out here and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of people that are NPCs, non-playable characters. They're sent into your life to gain information, and they give you the number. Oh yeah, Chef, I want you to give me a call. I want to talk. But as soon as you call them, they don't answer the phone. I have people right now, and that I've seen that you would think they are friends. You think they break bread and all this, and then people that or family members, things like that. Not a lot of family members, but a couple people that are close to my family, and it's like, you on a good okay, we're family, like, even though we're not blood family, but we are family connected through people who know each other through families, and they just drop off the radar. You pay them to do something, and they're supposed to get back with you, and all of a sudden they just don't call. Don't say, hey, I couldn't do it. Hey, look, good luck, whatever. Just drop off the map. But we know what's so sad is when they see your name in lights, that'd be the same people calling you. Hey, chef, and put your name in the slot instead of chef. Replace it with your name. Hey, Bianca, you know what I'm saying? Oh, don't you remember this and that? Don't pick up the phone. When you drop me in a time of need, you know what I'm saying? Why should I even entertain anything that you have to say to me? I'm thinking about something that just came to my mind was Remember the Titans, the movie, the football movie, Remember the Titans. And y'all remember when Petey, he was a star quarterback. He's a black guy. He was a star quarterback of the high school, and something was going on in the football field where Petey didn't feel that people were blocking. His teammates weren't blocking for him like he felt they should, and he kept saying, "Coach, they won't block. They won't block. They're coming from the right end," you know, and and coach was like, "Keep going, Petey, keep going." So Petey basically came in like after during the halftime or whatever, right after the changing up squads, and he was like, "Coach, I quit." He took his helmet off and walked off the field. And everybody was like, "Petey, Petey, where you going? Where you going?" And I never forgot to look in that coach's eyes. He said, "Let him go." No emotion, no nothing. Didn't chase him. Petey come back. F that. Petey walk off the field. Just like people in your life walk off the field. They walk off the field. Don't go chasing them. My daddy used to say something. One man's junk is another man's treasure. And what did that coach do? Sunshine, front and center. Sunshine was a white guy, kind of looked like a hippie, had long hair. They was teasing him and stuff like that about whatever they was teasing him about in the movie. But guess what? That boy threw that daggone football, touchdown, 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 and won the game. See what I'm saying? So what I'm saying to you is this. In today's society, you can see a lot of people, they got a lot of stuff going on. And that's why in this season, the gift of discernment is definitely something that's needed. Having a gift of discernment. And having a gift of discernment is a beautiful thing because that's our spiritual protection. That is our spiritual protection that protects us from a lot of things, having that gift of discernment to be able to see through people, see through places, see through things, see when danger's that is on the horizon. That's what the Most High gives us is the gift of discernment. And it's very wise for you to start to use it, especially in this season now. Myself, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of people not being true to who they are. And I say this all the time. It's like, look, and this is to you too, audience that are listening. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I tell people, if you're not ready, and this is just not, I've said it in my own way to many different people, but I'm just saying in general for the conversation. Look, man, if you're not ready to do something, just say you don't want to do it. It's okay. It's not a deal breaker. Just say you don't want to do it. But I ain't gonna say that word. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that word. You got people who will look you straight in your face, especially people that did, will say one thing and swear from God Jesus told them, and guess what? And they drop the ball. But you believe in your Jesus. How that work? How does that work? You claim God gave you a job. You work 1 week and call out when you get paid. But you got them eyes to see that, don't you? Don't you got eyes to see? You see it. Cut them off. Cut them off. That's what you have to do. Because you know why? In the season we in now, don't go back and forth with people. Because once you see through their BS, cut them off. Let life teach them. There's many people that I've tried to give counsel to, people that were close to me, and you see the sinking ship. And you would want to step in to help them, even though you could step in to help them, even though you could step in to help them. You know, but guess what? It's like in one ear and out the other. In one ear and out the other. And then you turn around and look and you see the wear and tear on people for letting other people drain their life. See what I'm saying? I tell them quick, life has got to teach you. Let life teach them. Because life is the best teacher. Living life is the best teacher. It's called experience. And with experience, you will gain a certain level of wisdom, you know. But anyway, I want to drop this video off to you, and just to tell y'all and to remind you, when you start to see through the BS, and how to handle it. You know what I'm saying? But let me tell you something. If a person will lie to you, if a person will lie to you, to your face, they will also cheat. And if they cheat, they will steal. If you lie, you'll cheat. And if you cheat, you'll steal. And if you steal, y'all know the next one to come behind that. You know what I'm saying? Really. And I just leave that out for the sake of the conversation. But if you lie, if a person lies to you, they will cheat you. And when they cheat you, you know what I'm saying, they will steal from you. And I would stop it off at the first one. I'm going to tell y'all now, no one is perfect. They're not. But when you catch a person in a lie, just know it's never the same. You can't act like you don't see it. And I'd advise you to not act like you see it. If you see something, you need to be real about it. Be real about it. And you know what? Cut them off. Unless they come with an apology. But even then, it's not the same. Y'all know what I'm saying? It's not the same. So anyway, I'm out of here. I'm getting my day started. When you have eyes to see through the BS, when you see through the BS, what do? How do you handle it? Because in this season now, there's a lot of people haven't leveled up, and they'll say anything to get close to you. And that's why you should examine your circle very carefully. All right, Chef Joseph out. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and thanks to you all who've been listening and watching the videos, whether it's 10 or 110 or 110,000. You know what I'm saying? I have a message to get out. And y'all hadn't seen me in a couple of days or whatever, because I actually been redesigning something that I had put a lot of energy into, which is fabulous at this point. But that's why I didn't put up any videos. I was actually in my creative space. But anyway, I'm out of here. Enjoy your day, okay? Peace out.